Happy day, children. Welcome to the next session of Class 5 EVS. In this picture, you are seeing various activities which we perform in our day-to-day life. Some of them involve pushing the objects and some activities involve pulling the objects. Most of these activities require energy to do them. So let's learn about push, pull, and energy in detail. Today's lesson is force, work, and energy. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe what is force, types of force, and the effects of force. You will be able to define energy and elaborate the various types of energy. You will also learn about simple machines and the various types of simple machines. Here, you can see a man pushing an object. Here, a man is pulling an object, but he is not able to pull the object because he is using lesser force. What is force? Force is defined as the push or pull that makes an object move. Effects of force. The change in an object due to the force exerted is called effects of force. Force is capable of moving a stationary object or to stop a moving object. Force is used to change the direction of a moving object or to change the shape of an object. In this picture, two people are pulling and pushing the trolley in the same direction. When force is applied on the same object in the same direction, work is made easier and faster. But when the trolley is pulled in the opposite direction, it becomes difficult for them to move the trolley. When forces are applied in opposite direction, the object remains stationary or moves in the direction of the stronger force. The game of tug of war is based on this principle. The team which can apply more force wins the game as they overcome the force applied by the weaker team. Different types of forces. There are two types of forces, namely contact forces and non-contact forces. Contact forces. Force which can be applied only when it is in contact with the object. Examples, muscular force and frictional force. Non-contact forces. Force which can be applied without contact with an object is called non-contact forces. Examples, magnetic force, electrostatic force, and gravitational force. Muscular force. The force produced by muscles to carry out tasks is called muscular force. We use muscular force to do various activities. A porter carries a luggage using muscular force. Gravitational force. Any two objects that have mass and energy attracts one another, and that force is called gravitational force. The earth has its own gravitational force called as gravity. This gravitational force pulls the objects towards the center of the earth. When the force applied on an object is greater than the gravity exerted by the earth, it moves upwards. And as it moves upwards, the force applied reduces, and when it is less than the gravity, then the object starts moving downwards. The greater the mass of the body, the higher the gravitational force it exerts. Gravitational force decreases with increasing distance between the objects. Gravitational force of the sun pulls the planet and makes them to revolve in a fixed path. The weight of an object is the measurement of gravitational force between the object and the earth. When weight is force, mass is the amount of matter it contains. Hence, the mass of the object stays the same wherever it is, but its weight changes. This happens when an object is moved to a place where gravity is either stronger or weaker. Due to the change in gravitational force exerted by the Earth and the Moon, the weight of a person is more on Earth, whereas it is lesser on Moon, because the gravitational force experienced by the person on the Moon is lesser than the gravitational force experienced by the person on Earth. Magnetic force. Magnetic force is otherwise known as magnetism. It is the force with which a magnet attracts magnetic materials like iron, cobalt, and nickel. Every magnet has two ends called the poles of the magnet. The poles are denoted by N and S, namely the North Pole and South Pole respectively. Attraction and repulsion of magnets. Opposite poles attract each other, whereas like poles repel each other. The magnetic force exerted by a magnet is felt only in a particular area around the magnet. The area around the magnet in which the magnetic force can be felt is known as magnetic field.